apart from the rest in the local music scene. She's here this morning to tell us more about her musical journey so far. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
What does that feel like, seeing yourself in one of our monitors?
It's so weird. It's so weird seeing myself on the monitor. I thought hearing myself speak was weird.
Yeah.
But this is even more weird.
Take us back to a young Birdie. Where did this musical journey start?
I grew up in Mpumalanga in Bushbuckridge. I grew up in a church-oriented family, so both my parents were raised in the church. And my dad was raised mostly by his uncle in his later years, and so there was a church at home. And so as you would know, in the African community, the church experience involves a lot of music.
Yes.
So that's where the music came from. But my parents loved so many other, genres of music. My dad loves reggae, and he played a lot of gospel and he played a whole lot of things. But, as I grew up, I started listening to R&B and neo soul and much later jazz as well. And that's where the music comes from, basically.
But when did you finally settle on jazz? Or would you say that jazz is the ultimate?
Jazz is not the ultimate for me. I would say my music is a fusion of all the influences of the kinds of music that I grew up listening to. So it's just a fusion, an eclectic fusion of all of those, of all of those elements.
But who discovered you?
In 2012, I started taking myself out there, because I wanted to gain a lot of performance experiences, because I felt I was still quite young and I was still very much comfortable in singing as part of a group. And so when I started going out there, on one of my very first showcases at the Victory Theatre, I met Ubabsi Postole of Native Rhythms Productions, and he said to me, when you did the first 8 bars, I just knew that I would like to work with you, But we sort of prolonged the process because I felt I was really young. He also felt I was still quite young, and I still needed to gain, a whole lot of experience. So I then went to Qatar, went to Dubai, did 4 months and 3 months, and started performing in and around South Africa and in Zambia as well. And then in 2014, that's when I decided to come back, and then we worked on the album.
Talk to us about this album. How has it been received?
It's people are quite surprised because a lot of people knew me as a gospel singer until I sort of discovered what I really wanted to do. But the album is me in 16 songs. And so it brings in a lot of the things that I'm passionate about. The environment and and my relations to people and all sorts of other world and community issues.
And I mean, I've been hearing about this birdie for I think the past couple of weeks. Ever since as well, I think when we heard of the lineup for the international Cape Town International Jazz Festival, and I'm wondering, who's this birdie? What does it mean for you to be performing on a stage of that magnitude?
It's great. It's, for me, I always say that having an album was not always the ultimate dream for me, but it's part of the dream, and it's a very important part of the dream. And so I've always wanted to take my music to the world stages. I've always wanted to see myself performing on big stages in and around South Africa, and this is the beginning of it. It's called Africa's Grandest Gathering. It's the 4th biggest stage in the world, and so I know that I'm going to be performing not only to South Africans but to people from all over the world. And so it's one of the of the upcoming performances that I've got lined up, including the Gospel in Me concert, which is now next week on Friday. It's one of those exciting.
All right, Birdie, thank you so much for talking to us. She's a singer-songwriter. Her name is Tribute Birdie Mboweni. Stay tuned to Morning Live. She'll give us 2 more performances on the program. All right, let's take a break. Stay with us.
Your way, 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 your way.